welcome back to another episode of the Realm Podcast. As always, I am your host, Robert Williams, and today I am joined by Johnny. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Robert. How are you? Hi, everyone. My name is Johnny Blatt, and I'm the CEO of Block Risk.
Okay, so go ahead and take a minute to just kind of explain block risk, just kind of high level, what you guys do, what you're doing differently.
Great. First of all, thank you for the invitation and for being here. I heard other chapters of your podcast, and they're very cool. Block
Thank you.
Risk is a peer-to-peer insurance platform. We provide automated insurance product backed by transparent liquidity pool mutual. Everything is done by a technology backed in blockchain and with the normal technology also. So it's a hybrid between both of them.
Okay, great.
Well, our
Go
MVP, it's a life term insurance policy for people with HIV positive. A lot of people will think that HIV positive is still a very uh, terminal disease. Thank God, thank to technologies,
Mm-hmm.
thank to an amazing doctors and all the people, institutions that have really gone the extra mile to eradicate this disease have made incredible advances. So any person with HIV positive who takes the proper care and the medicines, they are living a normal life and they will be living a normal life. Some, I don't know why, but a lot of insurance companies, carriers still have like the stigma or they're not so into insuring people with HIV positive. So that's a problem that we're tackling and solving it with our platform. And this is only the first of many products that we have in the pipeline to solve it in with our solution.
Well, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember when I was younger, HIV was not a good look, but I definitely know we've come a long way in a short time to definitely help a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people. And it's no surprise that insurance companies still are just kind of like, ooh, it's the whole pre-existing condition thing. Oh no, we don't want to have to take care of
Mm-hmm.
that. You're going to be expensive. So
It's very surprisingly because when we were doing the we were doing all the research on the market and everything, we only find so few carriers giving coverage for life insurance coverage for people with HIV positive, and we didn't understand why. We really didn't understand why, but well, that was the opportunity that we look, and there's tons of opportunity that there's in the market over there. So that's exactly what we're trying to tackle, to bring something good to society. At the end, that's what everybody wants to do.
right, yeah, you're always contributing and always seeking to help. Right. I think
Correct.
that's always a great thing to be looking forward
Yes,
to.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So that I mean that's almost kind of a pretty decent segue into the next question I wanted to ask, which is kind of what sort of challenges did you face? Obviously, it sounded like with HIV positive, it's kind of like the meat and potatoes. Like you kind of were butting heads with a lot of major insurance companies trying to get this thing off the ground. Not to mention any of the
hmm
Web3 components on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Challenges. I think that as any business, everybody has tons of challenges. The important thing is to tackle one at a time and to really do it in a very calm way and like cold way to really focus on what is the problem, what is the challenge, and what's the best way to solve it. A couple of times you need two or three approach to really find out which one is the best one. For example, one of the challenges that we have, and probably most of the people have, is what's first, the chicken or the egg? What do you have to do first? What you have to find first the capacity with the reinsurance, or you have to find first the distribution of the client. But how are you going to offer the client the solution of the product without the reinsurance? And by you go to the reinsurance, say, okay, guys, I have this product, I have this thing, and they will say, okay, great, but you will need, I don't know, $500,000 of premium so we can back you up or whatever, and say, okay, but if what goes first? So that's one of the much of a lot of problems that you will need to tackle. At the end, what is always in our head is there's always a solution for everything, and
Mm-hmm.
you will always have to really understand and really know that you will find the solution. Sometimes it's not the first try, sometimes it's not the first day, but at the end you always find it. But that's one of the biggest and first challenges that we have.
Yeah, I mean, I can always see, there is a solution that always comes down. Sometimes it's not a solution people like, but you'll get there.
Oh, the other challenge that I've learned in this path is that, first of all, not every no means that door is closed. And I learned that the hard way. At first, every time that any VC or any carrier or I'm still learning. I'm still, everybody of us, and I think anybody and everybody have to understand that the the company, the products, it's dynamic. So every time it's changing, and you have
Mm-hmm.
to really learn how to surf the wave. The thing is that when someone says no, it doesn't mean that door is shut. It means that probably it's not the time or the person to that. But it always makes sense to, if there's some kind of relationship or benefit that both of us can do in the future,
Mm-hmm.
that's important to have. For example, if we go to a VC, you start talking and you give all the pitch, and you're a pre-seed round, but they only do seed, they're going to say straightforward, sorry, until you do not have X amount of clients or revenue or X amount of products or whatever, we do not give you nothing. When we started, it will blow that to my heart. Oh, how are they not vision what I'm vision, or how do not, it's so clear the solution, but sometimes I did not explain it good, or sometimes it's not the perfect timing for them, or sometimes the person who watched it wasn't fond of Web3, but the other partners say no, Web3 is the solution for that. So I've learned that every no doesn't mean that it's a closed door. Probably you will have an open window after later, and in the seed round you will catch with them and say, "Look, do you remember when you said to me that I needed X amount of product or X amount of revenue to come?" Yes. Well, I'm here. What do you want? And at that moment, that's the cherry over the top.
Yeah, I can.
Sorry about my English. If I have problem with my English, obviously you're seeing that this is my English as a second language. So I'm trying my best.
Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I mean, I'm understanding you. The
That's important.
the so you mentioned the Web3.
Yeah.
Like some people see Web3 as a solution, some people don't. So like,
Hmm.
what how was that a big hurdle to kind of get initial investors on board with of doing the Web3 components?
Yeah.
It's kind of how
Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
was that about?
A hundred, 100%, 100%. Because sadly, there's been a very bad news in the recent time with some Web3, with FTX and all that stuff. And people, as any new technology, people look at it with like very very carefully. What are you doing? Why you're doing it? And most important, what does this technology brings to the solution? And for us, at first, a lot of people, at first, no, all the time, the first question that every time we go to any carrier, BC client, whoever, is that, why blockchain? What does that bring to the table? So our peer-to-peer insurance platform, what we're doing is we are creating a pool, and the peer-to-peer, the first layer of the risk will be transferred to the pool, not to the insurance company. Okay.
Hmm.
So we change the risk transfer to risk pooling. And by doing that, obviously we're creating a community-driven product. And the thing with peer-to-peer is that before, and what this technology brings to the table is that with a peer-to-peer, there's an insurance. Basically, there's a problem with trust. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do not trust you, you do not trust me. Everybody trusts or think they trust the carrier, the insurance company. Sometimes they do not do it, and they think that they're evil when they're not. But the thing is trust. So our view is that this technology, forget about the coins. We're focusing and talking about the technology, the blockchain technology, and the important and amazing benefit that this technology brings to the solution is that it's totally transparent. It's
Mm-hmm.
totally decentralized. There's no option. There's no way as a design, so anybody can change it or modify it. There's a layer. It's all accessible. So by bringing this to the table, it changed completely the formula, the equation between the peer-to-peer, because between us, we know that the system it's built in a way that it's impossible to change our details and the thing that we bought and all the specification of our policy or product or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can trust the system, I can trust my peer, and everybody will be a win team. By saying everybody, we have to check all the chain value regarding customer, client, MGA, carrier, fronter, reinsurance. Everybody and anyone can see it. It's open, it's transparent. So it's a game changer. It's totally a game changer. The technology, the idea, and bring it all together in the insurance industry. It's so big, it's so important to society.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real value of the blockchain and the Web3. And forget it doesn't make any difference if one coin is up or one coin is down, or Bitcoin is at 26,000 or at 35,000. That's different. We're talking about the beauty of the technology of the blockchain that brings something good and new to the insurance industry. And by saying that, it's not only the new, also the back, the old, the incumbents, the ones that are still there that are huge. They want and they need the new technology and the innovation to bring some new solutions to the market. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win situation for everyone. The thing is how to implement it the best way and how to bring the most value for all the actors in the value chain.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the most succinct descriptions I've heard of the technology itself. Because a lot of people, the blockchain itself is a lot of there's a lot of mystery around it still, because not that many major profiles have adopted it. And I believe I was talking to a couple of weeks ago when we were talking to
Mm-hmm.
the CEO of Insuro. He was talking
Mm-hmm.
about decentralized finance is such an important thing to a lot of people that in the States they don't really grasp it that well, because it's like, well, the banks, like our government bails our banks out every 13 years. They get bailed out
Mm-hmm.
for something or another. And he was telling me about, I believe it was Colombia or Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
some South American country,
Mm-hmm.
where like
Mm-hmm.
the banks like forced everybody into a specific currency, and everybody was like super shady because it was
Venezuela, Venezuela.
Venezuela.
I know because I'm from Venezuela,
Okay.
and I know all the details.
Right, yeah. So he was referencing that, and like, and my American sensibilities, I just didn't really grasp that. But it's like,
Understood how?
oh, completely understand. If you have this, behind closed doors, this scenes, we're not revealing any sort of transactions or anything, and it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna say we exchanged your money at whatever rate we said it was,
Exactly.
and we're just gonna slice a little off the top with decentralized finance, where everything is open and everything is on the record. It suddenly makes so much more sense why that's appealing to a lot of people.
100%, 100%. This technology is a game changer for everything. The important thing, as any technology, that at the end is one of the most important things that have changed any industry in the whole world. If you see the history of the world for the auto, well, what does Tesla brought to the table? The new technology. What
Right.
did Mercedes at their moment bring? A new technology. So that's the thing, to bring the transparency. It's so important to bring transparency to the insurance. Not saying that today it's not, there's not products or the companies are not transparent, but the people doesn't know how to get the information, or they're not going in. I'm not telling that I'm going to explain to the client, look, we are built in blockchain in this network or whatever, because as anyone, when they go to a web page, they do not know if it was coded by Java or Python or whatever. They do not want to. They want to really understand that there's a solution for them, easy. That's
Mhm.
exactly what we're doing, and that's what blockchain has to bring to the table. Look, this is the solution. I can confirm you and guarantee you that it's totally unchangeable. Everything is in the ledger, and you just have to click here, and you will see how much money, for example, there's still in the pool. Oh,
Right.
but you can change it. No, 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 I cannot change it. Not me, not you, not the insurance, not the carrier. Nobody can change it, because I do not have the control to change that. Neither do you. It's all, everything is the system. So it's an amazing world. It's a very new world. I
Yep.
think that this is only the beginning of all the good stuff that it's going to come. A lot of them it's not going to work, but a lot of them will. And the ones that keep going and will prevail, they're going to bring so much uh, solutions and help to a lot of people, and most important, underserved community. Because
Yeah.
sometimes, oh, not sometimes, no, a lot of the times, that's the less underserved community, and they really need help. It's a huge gap that we have to fill.
Yeah. I would definitely say they would probably be the ones who would benefit from the transparency the most. So that way
100%.
things aren't being shady. Things aren't going, different places, and that's yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean, yes, I agree.
yeah,
uh,
cool.
all right, so that kind of brings me around to kind of the last question that I wanted to pose to you,
Yes.
which is just what is something that you've learned either in the Web3 crypto space or just maybe just in the insurance space, something that you've just kind of picked up on that you found to just be like just good information to have that you would just kind of wish you would have known earlier, that maybe some other people listening might impart good
I
knowledge from that too.
Look, the that's a great question. I'm thinking about the answer, but I think one of the first things that pops in my mind is that the community as a whole, everybody really wants to, or a lot of people, not everybody, you cannot generalize, but a lot of the people want to really help you, and everybody that I see, or most of the people that have spoke about our idea, our project, the Web3 persons that we know, everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to really give you good advice and good feedback, and their tools and how to collaborate all together, because at the end everybody is trying to bring solutions to problems. And in fact, I just finished up a call regarding, we were talking with an investor, and the investor said, look, I want really to have also with you guys a solution XYZ. And I say it makes all the sense of the world. Let's make it happen. And immediately we call friends of ours in the market, in the industry, and say, look, we are wanting all now to do XYZ. And the guys say, perfect, amazing. We have all the information that you need to make it happen. And they send it immediately, and we began collaborated in the instant, because at the end everybody wants to bring solutions and good stuff to people. I cannot say that everybody said, but the community in the Web3, it's, well, for us, our experience, it has been amazing. People have teach me that there's good faith, and for now, I can tell that good things are coming and coming very soon. Much, and that's another thing that I've learned. The velocity, the speed that the things are moving in this industry, in this technology is absurd. Absurd. The velocity that the technology goes and moves on and brings the solution to the table, it's so fast that you really have to be focused in your thing 24/7 because
Yeah.
you're thinking one thing at the moment you say, "Whoa, I didn't know that I had that option," and you grab it and you bring it to the table. So good community and very fast implementation, very fast.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, I agree.
that's
I mean,
that's my
I definitely agree that things in this space move very quickly. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, even if you look at just the crypto coins going up and down, that stuff is always constantly fluxing. But with the Web
100%.
three, as soon as people start grasping onto the new technologies, they just kind of go, and there's always going to be hesitation with new technologies. There's always, but I also am a very big fan of believing that new technologies have their place. Like we kind of touched on AI earlier. Like
Hmm.
AI won't ever fully, or at least we hope it won't fully replace writers in Hollywood and things like that. But it definitely is, if looked at as a tool, it can be very useful to help somebody who may be a programmer but may not know how to write Cisco code script for a switch. Okay, maybe that'll help them get that knocked out. Boom, there you go. Help them learn. So, and I feel like the Web3 is also definitely something like that, especially with the blockchain at the back end and smart contracts. It has its place, and I feel like we're going to have this big flurry of a lot of businesses that try to just grasp onto it, and some will, like, yeah, I think you mentioned earlier. Some will flourish, some won't, and I mean that's business, unfortunately, but that's definitely, as we find the niche for a lot of these things and the uses, you know, the right ones will stick because it will make sense. And I think definitely that's where we're at.
Yes, and for me it was a shock about the speed because I have 24 years in the insurance industry. So
Hmm.
for me, I've been working in the insurance industry my whole life, and in the insurance industry, it's not so speedy. It's very slow.
Yeah.
So you go to a carrier at the moment they return and they give you the information, the response, and we have to go because there's huge companies that have to. Okay, I need
Hmm.
the approval of X or the other one and the other one. In Web3 here, pam, 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 you're done. Let's move on, and you bring the
Yeah.
solution. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. It's the speed of the smart contracts. Hey, what was it triggered? Here's your payout. Boom, boom, done. We don't have,
Exactly.
because like insurance, this person talks to that person, talks to that person, talks to that
Hmm.
person. Oh, that person's on vacation, so you got to wait another week. And oh, they're back at the office, but now the other person's on vacation. Now you got to wait for them to come back because only one person can process the claim at all, ever possibly. So it becomes a long
And they have
process.
gone they have gone automated, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
And as long as there's problem, someone has to bring the solution.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that's where innovation shines. Is when there's a problem, you innovate to solve the problem. At the end of the day, innovation for innovation's sake, not necessarily the best. But when there
Exactly.
is a problem, there is definitely going to be a solution that comes up to fix that.
I
Um,
agree.
but yeah, I think that'll probably wrap us up for here. So um, that's all. Thank you, Johnny, for being here. We appreciate it. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Robert, for the invitation, and thank you for the time.
Yes, thank you.